Yo, what is up YouTube? James back here and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2020 Back Battles. Today we're going to be using a brand new team, and this team we are going to be featuring Gmax Drednaw with Drednaw, Passimian, Espeon, Ferrothorn, Dragapult, and Sableye. Some fun facts about this team. So I tried making this team work with Pelipper. The original team had Pelipper on it. It was so underwhelming that I had to ditch Pelipper. So I tried to reconstruct a team, couldn't figure out what I want to use, and I was like, you know what? We'll just fix the problem that Pelipper was giving me by adding a Sableye. So here we go. We got a team of Sableye. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. But of course, if you do want to help out and support this video, be sure to leave a like down below, especially if you enjoy these videos, and leave a comment down below. It really does help out with the algorithm. But yeah, also if you want to try out this team, there is actually a rental code of this team available while we're using the team live on the channel, but will disappear when we start using the next team on the series. So be sure to use it while you can. And of course, if you have already missed the opportunity to, or you want to play it on Showdown, there is actually a placement of the team down below in the description. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. But let's leave the comment question for today, which is going to be it's going to be about rain. Why do you think rain isn't as common in VGC 2020? And for me, there's a lot of reasons. One, sun is very common. Number two, Venus is really common. Three, I think Pelipper's I don't know, I don't think Pelipper's the best weather setter. It's not really a good weather setter this generation, I think. one, because like a lot of teams like having Togekiss as a flying type. So if you have Togekiss on Pelipper in the same team, it's already 2 electric weeks. And if you want to add like if you want to add the Drednaw, it of course adds 3. But of course most players will use Ludicolo or Seismitoad even. But even those Pokemon aren't exactly super strong with Dynamax. And Dynamax also hurt Pelipper, I think, because you don't really want to Dynamax with Pelipper. And Pelipper doesn't give that much good support other than Tailwind. But yeah, let us see what my opponent's running. Interesting team here. We got a Lapras, Ninetales, a Alola Persian, the what's that called? Rotom, Heat, Clefairy, and Mimikyu. So interesting team all around. I dig it. Gonna go with the Drednaw, I think, with the Sableye lead. I think it's actually pretty good against my opponent's team overall. Actually, oh, I'm using the old Ferrothorn. I just realized I'm using the old Ferrothorn. Dang it. So actually, I do have the original team had Iron Defense, Body Press, Ferrothorn, which is what I'm using right now. The new team has a Swords Dance Ferrothorn. Ah, dang it, man. Well, I'll update the team with the Swords Dance Ferrothorn, because that's what you're actually supposed to use. Alright, so Drednaw, the Sableye is coming. What am I bringing the back? Probably Ferrothorn here, since I do need it, I think. And I am going to bring, I think, Passimian. Yeah, I'm going to bring Passimian because, like, if my opponent gets Veil Up, I do have Brick Break on my Passimian. So it's not, like, terrible. I don't think my opponent really gets a good opportunity to set up Veil. My opponent's actually super weak to Drednaw. But we'll see what my opponent does. My opponent could lead like Clefairy, I guess, plus the Lapras, which would be fine here. I do want a Gmax Drednaw in this game. It's really good against my opponent overall. So let's see what my opponent's going to do here. It's going to be the Mimikyu Lapras lead, which is interesting. So I do have Max Rockfall in the form of Head Smash, which might even be able to knock out the Lapras depending on its investment. This Mimikyu is kind of a threat, but I think it might be just worth going for that Rockfall. And there's no point of setting up the rain. It doesn't change anything. I could taunt here the Mimikyu slot, although I don't know if anything. If it has Will-O-Wisp, I guess, but I don't think it'd be Will-O-Wisp on this team. I think I'm just going to go for the foul play into the Mimikyu to break its disguise. And I do have the Roselli Berry, so I'll live like a Starfall from the Mimikyu. Only thing, again, I guess Woodhammer if it's a Life Orb set. I'm hoping it's not going to be that. But we'll find out, I guess. Drednaw might be able to survive it too. It's not the frailest thing in the world, but it's not the bulkiest thing in the world. So we will Gmax Drednaw here. Maybe I should have quashed a Mimikyu just in case it's a random Woodhammer set. Okay, no Gmax, just a Protect, okay. So I wonder if that's going to be Trick Room. I do have Quash, so I'm not really too worried about it. Rockfall going to come out into the Lapras slot. which will do a decent amount of damage to Protect. As you can see, it does a pretty solid amount to Protect. It would have... Would that have KO'd the Gmax Lapras? I feel like it would have actually hanged on barely. Weakness Policy is going to get activated on the Lapras, which is fine. Okay. And Play Rough comes out, but I do have the Roselli Berry. Okay, perfect. So that basically is an okay turn for me, I think. Yeah, no Trick Room goes up. I am a bit weak to the Mimikyu. It's Life Orb Mimikyu reveals here, as we will get the Foul Play off into that Mimikyu slot. And I think my opponent realizes that, well, it's an interesting position here. So the Mimikyu is actually slower than my Drednaw, which is interesting. So my Drednaw is actually the fastest thing on the field. The Lapras took a lot of damage. So you know that if I go for the Head Smash again, you would get knocked out. So I don't think you would stay on Lapras. The question is, I don't know what exactly switches in here. I think I'm going to go for Stone Surge actually into the Mimikyu slot. And I think I'm going to go for... Should I Foul Play or Quash? Or Taunt? Taunt might be better here. But I think Foul Play just in case of damage. I'm worried about Clef coming in, but I think that's fine. Let's see what comes out for my opponent. So the Mimikyu's like slow Life Orb. I'm guessing it's Trick Room. The Lapras is super weakened already, which is super nice. I want to get the rocks up. It's kind of weird having the rocks up with this Pokemon. Oh, stays in. Okay. Stays in no Gmax form. Okay, so we're not seeing Veil Up in this game. We do get the Stone Surge off into the Mimikyu, which will knock out the Mimikyu. That means Sableye is probably going to live the turn, unless my opponent went for Freeze Dry into it, which I doubt. I think Freeze Dry into Drednaw, but it's not going to KO. Yeah, that's huge, actually. No Freeze. Good. And Foul Play might be able to knock out after the Sand damage. Or it just straight up knocks out because of the Weakness Policy boost. So that's awesome for me. So I'm able to eliminate my opponent's... no Veil Up for my opponent, unless it's Ninetales in the back, but I could click Rain Dance, or I could click Taunt. I do have both of those options. I think I would definitely go for the Rain Dance here. Persian going to come out, and Rotom going to come out. Ooh, I really like this turn, actually, because one, I get the Rocks damage. So that's a nice 25% into the Rotom, as well as that Persian. I can go for the Max Stone Surge into the Rotom slot, and I can go for the Rain Dance right here. And yeah, that's going to do a lot. Of course, there is the potential for a Max Guard. Actually, Max Guard's so obvious, isn't it? I should have targeted the Persian slot. Oh, that was bad. I got a bit too confident right there. Okay. Dang it, man. I should have went for the Persian. And I would have sealed up the game, I think. Well, it depends on if Foul Play actually KOs me. Wait, my opponent didn't go for Max Guard. That's a choke. Unless my opponent doesn't have it for some reason, which I'd find very strange. Even if it's a Choice Locked Rotom, it should have Trick, so it should have option a Magic Guard. Not Magic Guard. Max Guard. But now we knock out the Rotom in Rain. And yeah. What was a bad play turned out to be amazing for me. So that, I don't know. Let's see if this KOs even. It does KO. I wonder if it was still KO'd even without the Life Orb chip. Because that's what I was worried about. But yeah, that ends up working pretty well. I could bring out the Passimian here. Too bad Quash doesn't work on the Persian here. But yeah, we can go for a Brick Break into the Persian slot. I guess my opponent either A, didn't think about the Max Guard, or B, thought I was, or maybe over-predicted me, thinking I was going to eliminate the Persian because Max Guard was pretty obvious right there, and decided needed to make that really aggressive read in order to pick up the win. But we do pick up the win on our side of the field, which is nice. Gmax Drednaw actually putting in a ton of work. I actually like that. I got a loss at end game though. I feel like I would have still been fine because the Salvest Passimian could have came through. I was just worried about taking too much damage right there, but I think I could have been actually fine. Let's see what my opponent's team was actually. Focus Sash Ninetales. Blizzard, Moonblast, Protect, Safeguard. Oh, it doesn't even have a Roar Bale. That's interesting. So it's a fast Safeguard user. Water Absorb Lapras with Weakness Policy, which we saw. No Perish. Blizzard, actually, huh? Fake Out Taunt, Parting Shot, Foul Play, Standard Persian. Citrus Berry on this Rotom, which had Ally Switch and Willis. My opponent could have actually went for Max Guard there. Maybe didn't consider it. Or again, over-predicted. Clefairy, which I thought was... Like, I thought Clefairy was in the back, which is why I thought about taunting the Lapras slot instead of going for that foul play one turn. Because I was worried my opponent would go in Clefairy, sack the Mimikyu right there, and then try to bring out the Lapras once again. But I guess my opponent didn't want to do that. Which kind of makes sense. The Mimikyu did have Trick Room. It's like mint speed Mimikyu, yep. Which is why my Drednaw spotted even outside the rain. So yeah, we're able to take a win with the Drednaw, which is super nice. We had the wrong Ferrothorn set though. We do have the wrong Ferrothorn set. It's not supposed to be Iron Defense Body Press. That will be updated in the paste down below. It's actually supposed to be a Sword Stance Ferrothorn. It helps with the Trick Room matchup as well as the Rotom matchup. So yeah, that will be fixed in the next battle. I might as well just use it since it was on the original team, but I forgot about it. We got an interesting team for the second one. We got Sand here, and one of the reasons why I thought Pelipper was really bad on this team is because of Drednaw. Because a lot of the times I would actually go for the Max Rockfall, and since it activates the Sand, it breaks my own Pelipper's Focus Sash if I have it in, or if I switch into it so I can get the speed boost. So that's why I added Sableye over the Pelipper. Manual Rain's probably better on this team. Okay, this is actually kind of tough. I don't really have good Dusclops answers, that's the problem. You're probably leading Dusclops NDD, I think. Maybe you lead my Lodic or something, but I think that's fine. I'm gonna go for the... Did I go Drednaw? I think Drednaw plus Ferrothorn is actually fine as a lead. I can't taunt, but I can Rain Dance with Sableye, which might be helpful. And then Dragapult? I was running out of time. I wasn't sure. I thought about Espeon so I could reverse Trick Room. I do carry Trick Room on my Espeon, but Espeon's kind of a weird Pokemon because on this team, it's mainly my answer to Sun, which is actually a fun mechanic there. It is for the Sun matchup specifically. Might have been worth it here. I'm not exactly too sure because this matchup looks tough because of the redirection plus Dusclops. And the Sand, which changes stuff. So I do lead my Drednaw plus Ferrothorn here against the Dusclops plus NDD. I think I'm just going to go for Iron Defense right away and just go for... Should I set up rocks right away though? Or should I just go for the Liquidation right here? I think I'm just going for the Liquidation right off the bat. I don't think getting rocks up is too helpful, and I do want to set up the Dynamax. Because like, I don't think rocks changes any big calcs right off the bat. So I will just go for the Iron Defense and the Liquidation. Could be Mystical Fire comes out, could be Psychic. It is just going to be Follow Me though. My opponent's going to play it safe in case I double the Dusclops with like a powerful max move and knockoff, I guess. Liquidation will come out into the NDD. That doesn't do much. Oh, it's eject button too. Okay. So that's fine. What's going to come out here is the question. Sylveon? Tyranitar. Ooh, that's good because I Iron Defense for the Body Press. Okay, so I Iron Defense. If I was in this position with the Sword Stance, I would have set up Sword Stance instead. But okay. Trick Room does come out. Okay, so if it's Bulldoze on this team, I really doubt there's Haze on the Dusclops. It could be Haze on the Dusclops though. I do want to protect Drednaw here, and I think I want to go for the Leech Seed into the Dusclops slot. Or should I Body Press the Tyranitar, which is safe too? Body Press is kind of safe. I actually want to double up the Tyranitar now that I think about it, because if it's Weakness Policy, I think that's okay. Because if it's, I'm just worried about if it's Fire Punch Body Press. That means I might lose my Ferrothorn here, and that wouldn't be good for me. So I think it's actually worth to go for Body Press here. Plus the Liquidation, because if my opponent does have Fire Punch on the Tyranitar for some reason, or Fire Blast, I think it's very viable, by the way. I think Fire Blast is actually pretty good on Tyranitar. That's mixed with Policy. Because Iron Defense Fair Front's becoming really common now. So let's see. It could be Ally Switch. No Ally Switch. Body Press comes out. Does a ton of damage. Does a ton of damage. There is the Weakness Policy. Let's see if it's a Bulldoze, which I wouldn't be surprised about. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not surprised. I wonder if there's Ally Switch. Like, that's a big question for me, I think. It's going to be... Yeah, it is Max Flare, actually, so I did call it right. So, the Ferrothorn will go down to the Max Flare. Yep. Because I don't even know if it's Fire Punch or not, but we do figure out it is going to be that. I am able to get the sun is going to be up, but that's fine. I can send the Sableye and set up the rain. I could also Gmax with Drednaw still, so not terrible. We're still not in the best spot, but that was definitely better than what we had. I guess I could have protected Ferrothorn right there, but if my opponent targeted down the Drednaw for some reason, like, that could have been bad. We will go my Sableye here. And if it's the NDD, I'll set up Rain and go for the Dynamax, I think, and go for the attacks. It's actually Sylveon coming out. Okay. So I wonder if it's Will-O-Wisp on the Dusclops, which is very viable here. I will go for the Rain Dance, though, and the... I'll go for the Rain Dance. And the Max Stone. Because of the fact that it might knock out the Sylveon, I'm hoping that a Nightshade plus like a Hyper Voice doesn't KO. If it's Hyper Beam, that's a huge problem because I think I just lose the game straight up. But if it's Hyper Beam, like, what could I really do? I guess I could Quash and then Max Rockfall, which actually wouldn't have been a terrible play. Unless it's Will-O-Wisp, then it could have been a terrible play. So let's see. Rain Dance. Because speed is not going to matter on Drednaw. It's the fastest thing on the field anyway, regardless. So let's see. Nightshade does come out. It's actually in a Sableye. Maybe worried about eject button, which is fair. And Hyper Voice. Can we live with the Roselli Berry? It depends on the item, I think. I think it'd be Pixie Plate. Okay, we survived, which is awesome. Oh wait, I can't Quash. I can't Quash because of Psychic Terrain anyway. So Rain Dance was my only play regardless. Stone Surge will come out. Alright, so I get the rocks up. It's so super questionable if I win this or not, though. Let me see, how many turns are Trick Room are left? I think 2 more, right? I have to play these turns very carefully. Rocks go into the NDD. This is tough. I think Psychic KO's my Drednaw, which is probably... I think I'm actually gonna go out into my Dragapult here. The reason I'm gonna go for Dragapult is because of the fact that what I want to do is just... Okay, so I want to Max Guard here, stall out a turn, because you have to Psychic the Drednaw slot. There's no way you don't. Okay, it looks like my opponent doubled up, so I could have foul played the NDD slot. So that's sad, because I think that would have knocked out the NDD and that would have been a good spot. But now what I can do is go for the... Do I go for the double max guard? Is that the play? I think double max guard's fine. Because, like, I don't lose anything. And then what do I do here? I think I just go for the Shadow Ball. Because it's spec Shadow Ball. Or should I just lock in a Thunder? Which is kind of risky. I don't like that play. I'd rather just Shadow Ball, get the damage on Clops. Because I doubt NDD has anything to touch Sableye. And I got the double max guard. Oh, boy. That's really nice. Oh, it looks like my opponent didn't target it anyway. Okay. So, I think I would have been fine regardless, because the next turn I could just Shadow Ball the Dusclops and foul play the NDD, and there's not really a counterplay my opponent has unless the NDD has a move that can touch Sableye and knock it out in Rain, and I don't think Mystical Fire in the Rain knocks me out at... I think I was like a 20-something, right? I just don't think it would knock out Sableye. Yeah, like 23. That would have been close, but either way, now I can just go for a Liquidation and a Shadow Ball into the Dust Clouds. Again, it really just came down to what my opponent had, but I feel like I could have... I think if it's like the standard NDD and the standard Dust Clouds, I won the game anyway, because I click Shadow Ball on the Dust Clouds. You either have to follow me, or you have to go for the... you either have to follow me, or you have to go for the allies. Follow me, or your Dust Clouds goes down. Because that's what I would do, and then I just foul play the NDD slot. It would have came down to, does NDD have an actual move that can knock out Sableye? Because one, Mystical Fire has to be on the NDD then. Or like, I guess if it has another spread move, but the only other moves he really run on a support female NDD is going to be Mystical Fire. Because most of them are Psychic, Follow Me of course. And then they have usually a mixture of like Helping Hand, Trick Room, Heal Pulse, and Protect. So I thought it couldn't touch my Sableye regardless, so I could get a foul play off. The only play that I guess could have invalidated me was ally switch on the Dust Clouds. And then, but then it comes down to does foul play knock out Dust Clouds, which I kind of doubt it does at that range. I really doubt, but you know what? Yeah, we'll take it. We will take it. Also, I guess I could have just taunt. Actually, no, I could have, instead of foul play, I would taunt, I think. I would taunt the NDD slot and Shadow Ball the Dust Clouds because you would have... Oh, wait, no, then I would lose. Yeah, then I would lose if you click Nightshade and follow me. I guess there's not a play that technically covers everything, but I assume... Wait, did my opponent let me see the team? No, we don't get to see the team. So we'll never know the exact details. I think like we could have won that game. Or it was very likely that we win the game, but again, it could have came down to my opponent's set, so we'll never know for sure. But I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2020 Baek Battles. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like down below, show support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the sizes of my channel, and more. You know, fun fact, if we had the Sword Stance Fairforn, I'm pretty sure that we just won the game straight up by Dynamaxing the Fairforn turn 2 and clicking a +2 max Overgrowth, because I would have clicked Sword Stance there. Instead, we have to play a bit more complicated game. But Gmax Drednaw coming in through. Hope everyone enjoyed. Again, if you want to try the rental code, there is a rental code for the team available until we use the next team live on the channel. And there is a page of the team down below. Be sure to leave a like down below, share a comment down below, let me know what you think about Rain in this generation, and check out my other social medias listed down below, including you can join my community Discord, where you can chat with me and others, talk VGC and other stuff. Or you can come hang out on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/JamesWBeck, where I do live stream VGC, other games. We have a fun time. Come hang out. It's pretty fun. And I might be doing viewer battles sometime soon. So, yeah. Otherwise, that's going to be pretty much it. Have a great day, people, until we battle again. I'll catch y'all later.